Mr. Cody, it's 8 o'clock. Time to get going. Man, maybe you should join the panel. Hey, we got us just covering the things. I'm not even on the panel. I was supposed to moderate. Now I got to be here to present. We got Sterling spilling Sour Patch watermelons on my floor. Right here, Sterling. Right there. Right there. There you go.
Yummy.
Let's see. I probably need to turn off the sound on my computer so we can echo. Ooh, that's actually going. Oh, I can't do that because we have Mr. Justin Byron Anderson. Justin, could we get an audio check with you?
Mic test. Can you guys hear me?
Respond in the chat if you can hear
Bit.
Justin.
Should I talk a little louder?
Maybe. I'm a little. I don't know. It sounds great to me. So that's all we can ask for. Oh, you know what? Did I turn? Ooh, the first time around I turned on low latency. Not sure if I did it this time. It might be a little bit more delayed than I want to be. Oh well, we're gonna hope it works. I would like to pop out the chat. Thank you, YouTube. That was helpful. Oh, wrong way. Alright. Well, everybody, here we are. We've got me. We've got Sterling Young, who was the sole dedicated panel member here to represent. We got Justin, who was going to be here and had to call in sick. Didn't want the in-person wrath. He wanted to have the ability to just hang out as soon as things got too hot in the kitchen. I'm guessing that's going to come right around ranking number 23. And yeah, we got an active chat already. This is looking great. We've got people from all over. If you're new, we've got a lot of new followers on our Instagram, mostly from the U of U fraternities. That's a great
Go Sigma
pool.
Chi, dude.
Yeah, there we
Yes.
go. So anyway, if you're checking in, we've got a panel of about 6-7 members. I don't know where we're at. They keep dropping like flies, and they would get together and just kind of go through a lot of things. First off, I want to make sure everyone knows the rankings are fun. Okay, the rankings are meant to be fun, meant to be something encouraging to do better, to go kick someone else's ass. And go prove that you're better. Now, here's the thing, and I've said this many times, so it's if you've seen it before in the Discord. We are all very competitive animals. It is only natural to be as competitive. If you're competitive enough to be on the top 100, you probably think you're better than a lot of other people. That you probably aren't, but you think you are. So everyone wants to be 2 to 10 to 20 spots higher. And that's natural, we get it. There's probably an argument to be made. But everyone can't be that high up, so you're not. So I'm not personally happy with my ranking. Sterling, are you happy with your ranking?
No,
Sterling's
not
not
happy with
ranking.
either.
Justin, are you happy with your ranking?
Sure, I think it's fair.
Oh, John, see, that's the reason. Justin's happy. Number 2, he's not going to be happy. Number 3, I think, is happy. Number 4 probably thinks he could be number 2. So there's a lot of things it goes. So
number 5 too.
Number 5, yeah. So there's a lot of things that yes, it could go either way. The panel does spend time going through a ton of data. Riley is a data mastermind. It's not all in the data though. You've got teammates. You've got you might beat somebody with one teammate and lose to somebody else with another, and they have a different teammate. A lot of things have to go into decisions. There's arguments to be made both ways. Mostly, just please, if you don't like the rankings, tell the panel they suck, laugh about it, and move on. That's what I'm doing. Okay. So I've done it since I haven't been happy for a while, to be honest.
Probably like a year.
Yeah. I think ever since I actually turned it over to the panel, like when me and Solomon did it, I'm like, all right, I got a lot of control here. After that, I've gotten voted out a bunch of times. So, Brian, your comment got held for review. I'm gonna show it though, because I said it, so you can say it. All right, Trent is on. He mentioned he's like rankings are only fun if I get the ranking I hope for. You're on the Utah rankings now, Trent. So you're one of us, and that's really all you can ask for, to not be, part of the Montana. You're number 25 though. These rankings don't matter to you, Trent. We've heard it before, and you know where you belong.
Yeah, congrats.
And that's number 1 in Montana. So, all right. Now I gotta review Cody's comment. Jeez, you guys are keeping me busy. Okay. All right. Well, let's get into it. First off, I want to make sure we've got top 25 here on the board. You can't see it. These names. I'm gonna have to maybe zoom in a little bit here. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. That works. Now I just gotta hide Justin's face. Move Justin. Sorry, we should have done this before, but we didn't because I've got kids. They take up a lot. Alright, so here we have the Kbs Points Race. I'm going to shut my door because, speaking of, my kids are totally going to come down here. Okay, so Kbs Points Race, let's get to it. This is, remember, for state championship and Utah Select. That is what these matter for. For state championships, we take your best 5 major performances, and you get those points for them. If you have an auto bid, which many people down here do, and Caleb over there, if you have an auto bid, you automatically get to play in Pro Division at state with the teammate you qualified for. Now, people like Bryant and a few others have multiple partners they've got an auto bid with, so they have to choose. They can't take them all. And then for everyone else, say there's another 10 teams left over, it's all based on points. You've got to pick your teammate that has enough points to get you as a top 16 team, based in points. So that is how that's going to work. We're halfway through the season. I don't want this to blindside anybody. That is how Pro Division at state will work. Now for the Utah Select, you get double incentive programs. You get a few other things we're going to do next year. That is straight up the top 3 women, the top 5 men in points throughout the year. So it's not your best 5. It is taking all 10 into consideration. Whoever has the most points, you guys will earn Utah Select. The women on here, Harmony, Kirsty, and Whitney, are in there so far. So they obviously haven't been getting elite points. They've been getting women's points. So their points are strictly for Utah Select. So yeah, okay. All right, so that is for the Kbs Points Race. Now I need to scroll down to the next one. Zoom out. Now I can get down. Come on, Sterling. You can't do this to me now.
No. Is Ashton on this then too, since he took first with
Uh,
Devin? Or he's just not on the list?
So he does have a pro bid. I think he's ranked 32 though, because he's only played in 2 tournaments. So, all right. So next up, big thank you to our top 25 in tournament attendance. Actually, more than 25. So you got a bunch down there. Lindros with 14. Riley with perfect attendance. Our wonderful intern. Riley only missed mashups. He actually was signed up, but division got canceled. So that's a hard miss for Riley, or tough deal. He tried. But anyway, everyone else, you got Daniel, Mo, Justin, Solomon, Ethan, Kirsty, Kean, Bryant, Jesse, Garrett, Jacob, Sage, Whitney, Church, Tyler, Chandler, Harmony, Zach, Elijah, Johnny, and then all the people at 7 tournaments. You've hit exactly half. Anderson, Andrew Greer, Pack, Ben Hall, Cody Brower, Devin Tuttle, Gabe Gerber, Jason Gurney, Liberty Taylor, and myself. I've gotten in 7 tournaments this year. That's insane.
That's 3 more than me.
Well, yeah. So, I saw my name on that list. I'm like, dang, I didn't remember playing that much. So, that's been fun. It's been a fun year. So, there we go. Yeah, we'll zoom in once we. All right, we'll move on. I'll get the camera in a little closer. We'll cut out some of our mugs, maybe. Oh, never mind. Charging cord doesn't go that far. Can I zoom in? There we go. That's all we got to do.
Yeah, you don't even need to see us.
Yeah, you'll see Justin. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
All right, is that better, everybody?
Let's go.
Okay, you probably won't be able to hear Justin, so you get to see him instead.
His sign language.
Yeah. Hold on, that didn't quite. want to make sure it's all squared up. Okay, all right. Are we ready? We'll be monitoring this chat. Anything good so far? Let's see. All right. Hey. Oh, actually, I didn't even read your message, Cody. But yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay. So first up, top 13, everybody. We're gonna try to get through it. Okay. And oh, hold on. Click and down. There we go. First up, we've got a new number 1 in Anthony Clifford. Where is, I'm watching the wrong thing, I need my mouse, there we go. Okay, so I'm Justin and Sterling, you guys go ahead, you're the panel, you guys discuss, or explain the discussion.
I'll go first. The reason that we chose Pack over Church this time is that they all have had very similar finishes. Pack has taken first in the Utah Open, Provo Major, Daybreak Open, Vineyard Open, and the reason that we put him over Church is that Church and Pack have played with similar partners, and Pack and Garrett beat Church and Zach in the finals and in pool play, and at the Ute Open.
So yeah, SLC Open at the
Salt Lake, right?
Yep.
And then, but then Pack and Zach beat Church and Garrett at the Daybreak Open, 21-18, 21-18 in the semis.
So yeah, so pretty. I mean, one of the cleanest head-to-heads you can look at, where they both played with the same 2 partners, and Pack won both matchups. So, Pack, congrats on that. Church at a ripe young age of 35 now, still number 2, and he's going to be battling for that number 1 for sure. All right, let's move on. Bryant Karate takes number 3, moves up 2 spots past Chandler and Solomon. Done incredibly well. He's had, he hasn't missed a podium yet, right, at a major?
No, he has not. Oh, other than the past one with.
Oh, that's right. He played with Camden. Right. But so he's got 3 first places. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at college squads. I need to get my data.
He does have 3 first, but with college, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I want my own data.
Took first in Provo with Jake, and he took first in Taylorsville.
Yeah. So he has. Let's see here. So Bryant has pro bids with Solomon, Jake, and Devin. The only person with 3 different pro bids. Solomon has 3 podiums with 3 different partners, but only 2 of those are first and second place pro bids. So, incredible look for Bryant. Solomon, although I think he thinks, again, he thinks he's probably number 2. But he actually gave his blessing. He's like, hey, you know what, Bryant, if he's got to pass me, I'm happy for it. He certainly deserved it. So there's that. Solomon sticking at number 4. Chandler does a flip-flop with Bryant, taking off a couple spots, mostly for inactivity. You got to see you out here. You're going to start dropping. You just never know what you're going to be like. Justin, any comments up to here?
Honestly, not really. I think all of these guys are super solid. It's just mostly the results that Bryant has had. One thing we didn't mention too, I think co-ed, did Bryant take second the stage above Michael Sue and Harmony,
True.
Solomon, Amanda. That, even though it's a kind of an open, still really impressive.
Yep. Cool. Alright, well, you guys keep it on going with Devin. Oh, Jake stays, so nothing much to say about there. Rip to Jake's ACL, MCL, knee, whatever it is. Jake's gone, so he'll be on the notable absences next round, unfortunately, but he'll stay on for one more try. Devin, guys. Devin's been looking good.
Yeah, past 2 tournaments he has taken first place. past two majors. He took first with Bryant in Taylorsville, and then he took first with Ashton, and beat Church and Garrett in the finals.
Yeah.
So he's been on a streak. He's a very consistent player. When his serve is on, it's very hard to beat him. So.
Yeah. I think, you know, a couple first places, but again, one was with Bryant, who's done it a bunch of times now. But, you know, getting Ashton, and Ashton will say, you know, he's rusty, he's in St. George. Obviously still a great premier player. But Devin in that finals, man, Devin was the hot factor, so. There you go. Then we've got Lindros. Lindros actually looked good. He's had I think a quiet streak of top 4.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lindros has a 4th in Dixie, 5th in Free the Spike, 4th in Provo, 2nd in Teville, and 3rd in Draper. So not missing, you know, not dropping out of the top 5. And his partners, you know, he hasn't been playing with another top 5 teammate, all top 6 even. He's played with Zach, Tal, Matt, Grant. I must have doubled up with, played twice with Zach, right? Yeah. So, you know, he's not playing with a top 5 player, and he's not dropping out of the top 5. So, very impressive. This battle between 8, 9, and 10 was highly discussed. Ultimately, Lindros got the nod because he beat Matt and Grant with Tal, who I think we've all discussed is Tal would be the weak player on that net. So that's how Lindros got that head-to-head nod over those two. So yeah. Justin Sterling, I keep talking a lot. You guys go right on ahead.
Yeah, that's the exact reason why we put him above Matt. Matt has had good finishes. Still has probably the best drop in Utah. But yeah, the only reason we put Lindros above him is that him and Tal beat Matt and Grant.
Okay, moving on down. I don't know anything to say about Garrett Trent, Zach, besides Trent's here living in a van.
Welcome to Utah, Trent.
Justin, you're the only one that they can actually see if you want to say anything.
I know, I don't like it either. I've been sick, I've been thrown up, and you know, I was like a pale face. But you're saying Trent 12 moving to Utah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I just cut out?
No, you're good.
No.
So.
Okay. I just wanted to show like a little exclamation point. Very solid finish in Draper. 4th. I don't have a whole lot to say with this one. I think mostly Chandler and Jake were kind of over this area.
What they were saying about Garrett being over Trent is that Garrett has beaten Trent, I guess statistically, 3 out of 4 sets. So that's why we have Garrett above Trent, just data-wise, when they play in tourneys.
Yep. You know what? Derek has a point. There have been a ridiculous amount of reasons why Connor was supposed to be in the top 10. He's not here. Can you guys please explain yourselves?
Connor
Anderson.
Oh.
The top 100 Discord chat.
I mean, I would love to see Connor play a little bit more. He's had a great high school showing, so we're excited to see him play Saturday with Ben. So.
What were you saying, Justin?
No, I'm making sure it was on the same page. It said Connor top 10. I'm like, Connor? Like, who? Oh, Anderson. Yeah. No. There's a solid argument to be made for Connor top 10, especially leading his high school squad to the championships. And beating Skyridge was pretty dope.
Connor, I had you top 10, so you know, don't come looking at me. Blame the panel. All right, here we go. Say more about Matt. That's true, Matt. You know, one thing I will say, Matt also, him and Caleb have looked really good together.
Yes.
not only, they've got the pro bid from Dixie, and Matt also got a pro bid with Lindros, so he has two pro bids.
Yeah.
But also, him and Caleb took fifth in Seattle.
Yeah.
Which is huge. So, big ups to both of you guys. Matt, him and Liza, people get married. They don't show up quite as much to some of the opens and whatnot. I know they've been traveling a lot as well. But he's been showing up and playing a lot. So, yeah, props to Matt there. All right, so get the rest of the top 25. Ashton sticking around, almost went on that notable absences list, but took first place, so I guess he got to stay. We got Bryce dropping. I don't know, is Bryce? What's the word on Bryce?
Bryce just got married, so he's been busy with the wedding stuff. But I think he's playing this weekend with Zach, so he'll be playing. In Provo, he didn't have the best showing with Garrett, and that was the only tournament he played. So that's the only reason why he dropped a couple spots.
Cool. I debated what I was gonna wear today. I always like to do something. I wore my Spikers Synonymous because Stokes, guys. Stokes is basically back. This is now he's played in 3 out of the last 4 majors.
Yeah.
I couldn't be more happy. He's been playing with, just fun partners, which is great. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him to be back. Make sure you don't forget about Stokes now. Ask him to be a teammate. It might take him a few days to get back to you, but he's around. He's playing. Who's he playing with in Provo this week or in PG this week?
I didn't.
He actually has a.
He is playing with someone now.
Let's see. Because I want to say, I know in the past he's kind of had fun teammates. He actually has
He's playing with Grant.
Yeah, he's got a good teammate. Obviously, Creech is good, and I don't want to offend whoever else Stokes has played with, but Grant, is a top 10 player. Will be the best teammate Stokes has had. So really excited to see what they can do, and yeah, hopefully Stokes is back on the grind, getting around. So, Camden and Derek both moving up, getting that premier qualification in Provo. Good for them.
And Tanner.
And Tanner getting that as well, but he moved down, so I wanted to skip over it. So I like to focus on the positives, the people moving up. Yeah, Tanner, the victim of Stokes' return, having to add somebody new in.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, and Trey, to Trey's point, Stokes is good, no results to prove. We're looking at who he's playing with, right? But yeah, so it'll be a test. Him playing with Grant this week will be a real test for that. So let's see. You guys talk. I'm gonna monitor the chat and see if anything.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of debate on if Premier is important, and we do take that into factor. We believe that if you can podium and contender, you deserve a higher ranking. So.
Yeah. So. Yeah. This time we pretty much got all the Premier over. Okay. So we've got some discussion. I'm going to turn over to you guys. So we've got first thing. So I've mentioned Stokes. I'm going to give it to Stokes this time, and again we'll see. We've got Zane over. Who is over what? Let's see. Nick. Okay.
Do you want to go with that, Justin?
Yeah, I think a fair question. We had Zane higher. What we have him last.
Last time he was at, I think he was at 19.
He was at 19.
Yeah.
19. Mainly he hasn't. They've not played in the same division yet.
Yeah, they only played Dixie and then Draper, where they played high school state. So.
Yeah, so we all know Zane can be a top 20 player easily, but he just hasn't proven it in this past quarter. He hasn't played in any majors. He has played in high school and he has dominated, taking first in everything. So we just want him to play this summer pretty much.
What happened to Dixie with Zane relative to Nick? Zane was lower. Nick was playing with Cody.
And I think here's one thing. This is just one of those things that, yes, it could go either way. The Zane and Connor could have played the Draper Major, but they chose to play High School State, which I encourage. I'm glad they did. And so I don't want them to be punished for that. And Zane was higher previously to that. So anyway, didn't want to punish Zane too much for that. He's dropping 6 spots, which I think a lot of people would say Zane would be better, but he hasn't shown it. So, they're trying to find that middle ground. And yeah, it's a balance. Nick probably could be higher. He had a great showing, but you honestly got to think Nick did play with Trey, who, and Connor's not even in the top 25. So you also got to factor in partners and things like that. Now there's a lot of chatter in the chat about me and Justin. Justin, go ahead and let's see your reason. By the way, in the chat, can people hear Justin? If you can't hear Justin, let me know. But go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, no worries. So obviously Sanford and Rainey beat Caleb, Wagner, and Alex Hart, who Alex and I lost to. So that's a result that you can point to. It could go either way. At this point in the rankings meeting, I tried to take a back seat and said, you guys just vote, because it was kind of between Sanford or me. We both closed our eyes, the panel voted, and then that's how it ended up. But
that is how it ended up. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. You guys can still see that, right? I still want to get me and stirring a little bit.
Sanford did beat me in pickups with Harmony.
And I beat you in pickups a while ago as well, right after the last rankings. When's the last time you beat me, Justin? That's a good answer. That's right.
We're just waiting for them to play in a major and open.
I tried. I won my match like I was supposed to, so we would line up against them. Whatever. This is one of those things. You know what? Hey, I will mock the panel for voting this way, and I will continue to beat Justin over and over and over until it works out, and that's okay. As long as everyone else knows that where I should be, I'm happy. All right.
Caleb thinks it's fair.
Yeah, but yeah. All right, so Ramey's an animal, man. Super. I took stats on our T-Ville tournament all day long. It was great stats on both sides of us. Dude's a beast to play with, so absolutely deserves to crack into that top 25. All right, so moving on down, I think that's everything in. Yeah, so. The next question was in there was Tamang. So we've got Nick right here. I think everyone's happy to have Nick at least that high, if not higher. So Tamang, couple of results. You've got one. So if Justin is at 22, and they lost to me and Ramey, well, that means that it's got to be 1 and 4 versus the 2 and 3. Tamang also took 12th in Provo with Dallin Zabetti. Who also has taken a little bit of a fall here. Again, playing with Garrett and taking losing to me and Ramey. So another kind of 1-4 versus 2-3 matchup with me and Ramey basically killed at least half of the teammates that we played with. So good things we're doing. So anyway, anything else? Go ahead, you two. Go ahead and take it out.
The reason why Connor dropped a couple spots is the same thing. We think Zane is the better player, and Connor just is playing great. Also, he has first place in high school, and we just need to see more of him come out and play. So to prove all these guys that Connor is better than them. So.
Yeah. So I will say, actually, Justin, do you have anything else to add or no?
26, 27, 28-ish.
Sure, whatever you want to do.
I've got to shout out Connor for playing so well at the high school nationals. Honestly, just played insane and with so many different partners. because the squad format, you have to play with different players. He won with everybody on our team, played really well. That's pretty much it on that one.
Cool. So I will say before we get to these couple of guys moving way up, yes, so this is where some of the top women would have started to come in. The women did decide they didn't want to be a part of the traditional rankings. They didn't like the whether stress or decision making or whatever it was that came with it. So they rather would just take themselves off, focus on just going out there and playing without that stress and worry about yeah. So anyway, so yes, the top 5 or 6 ladies did not want to be on, so we found another way. We're going to recognize them later on. But yes, when you're not going to be seeing them on here, that is why they were not snubbed. They just wanted to not worry about the stress and drama of the rankings. So, moving on to the biggest, are these the biggest jumps in the whole things? We've got
Andrew and Brady.
Andrew Brady. So, moving up 25 spots for Andrew, 14 for Brady. Brady, man, he came out of nowhere, but kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, and he's hitting on banger serves that are taking out top players. I mean, he got me a bunch of times in Vineyard. I mean, and Joe as well. Joe doesn't quite have, I think, the finishing and some other touches, but he's going to be coming up here soon. But yeah, it's really hard to kind of crack into that. Okay, you just made elite. Now let's crack into that top 25, and these guys are on pace to do it. Andrew played with Solomon and Vineyard, and he was getting defensive touches up the wazoo. I played with him in squads, picked him on my team both times. Did not want to play. Yeah, really wanted him as a teammate and whatnot. So.
Yeah, Brady and Andrew are very consistent players, and that's why they have moved up a lot. I think they've been grinding it out. Their serves have been more consistent. Their hitting has just been phenomenal lately. And Andrew took first with Solly in the tournament, right?
Yeah. No, because Whitney took first.
Oh, Whitney took first, yeah.
Yep.
And then, they took second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
people were asking why Ben is higher than Lincoln. I saw that in the chat.
I don't know. He was before. Yeah.
I think that's the reason why.
Yeah. Yeah. If there's no reason for someone to overtake another person, I think we kind of go off of old rankings. Obviously, if there is a reason, they should pass them. But yeah. All right. Oh, so Solomon and Greer beat Shan and Justin. So no, another loss from Justin. If we want to go back to his 22 ranking there. So, all right. Tim Arousal, guys. I'm stoked. We got Timmy back. Sounds like he's actually ready to come in. I think we all agree. Tim's probably, if not already, going to be a top player. He's only played one time with the no-hit zone now. But he played with Ben Hall, who's not even an elite player. They got 10th last in Draper. So Tim, he's going to get a good teammate, and he's going to jump in that top 25 real soon here as well. So, yeah.
Tim was super impressed in Draper, playing against me and the first. I think we ran a series, but before we even started, he's like, "Man, I haven't landed a serve all day." I'm like, "All right, cool. This should be pretty easy, I guess." If he's like not been playing really well, but I think his first serve, I don't know. I can't remember if he aced Mo or me, probably me. But they played super well together.
Yeah.
I think he, skill-wise, probably higher, just one result.
Right.
Just like, yeah.
Yep. Tim will be up there.
Then our SUU boys.
Yep, we got SUU boys moving on up. We got Keegan and Kunkler. Been doing some good things. Both played in T-ville. Not sure the results, but...
I've got to say, Keegan is one of the funnest people to play against. I feel like in Taylorsville, when Tamang and I played against he and Nick, just super, super high energy, good vibes, solid jokes. He's super fun.
Nice. Okay, well, let's move on over to Mo Beard. I think Lindros was kept saying that, you know, Mo was getting forgotten in the panel meeting. Yep, as Solomon and Lindros just put in the chat. Agreed. Yeah, I mean, he's been playing with, he hasn't, you know, played with teammates that are higher, so it's hard to get those results.
Exactly.
And
his backhand though, Mo's backhand is going really good.
and
When he lands it, no one can touch it. So
and Oleg is back. That's great news. He moved back from wherever he was. So he's back on the list. And Jackson Rich, another huge bump. You see him and Joe on this list, bumping up over 20 spots. Jackson wasn't that high. He hasn't been playing because of other high school activities. But he showed up at AYSL Nationals, and I actually might have made just an executive decision after the panel meeting and threw him up there because people said that he was actually playing better than Connor. And obviously they don't want to, you know, get too far ahead of ourselves, but I mean, he's playing clean. I've seen him a couple times in league play for high school league, and yeah, he's a killer. And as soon as him and Cannon or him and someone else play in a major, they're absolutely gonna get that elite and keep moving up. So a couple of young kids, but him and Andrew Leonard are leaving on missions this fall in August and September, so we'll get some work done before they take off. All right. Anything else you want to say through here?
Johnny moved up 8 spots. I mean, Johnny's been playing very well and consistent lately. He's always at pickups, just grinding it out. He's playing really, really well. So.
Yeah, no, Connor, Connor put it in the chat. Yeah, it's definitely tough. I do appreciate you guys playing high school, kind of, although I think you guys actually made the participation down because people don't want to play you. But, no, totally a fair complaint. You guys got to play high school, yet you don't get a chance to take out the others. But there's been 3 other chances. You just didn't show up. So, anyway, come to the other ones. Get in here. Let's see.
Oh, Derek said Johnny has to be the top 10 on the human being rankings.
Alright, well, we don't make those rankings. We'll leave that up to somebody else. Okay, alright.
Spencer and Will.
Yep, so Spencer Will, people saying they're higher again. They just got elite, though, so now's their time to really prove that they do belong past some of the elite players. Again, these are fluid. You gotta just show up for the next 4 majors and you'll be up for the next rankings. So yeah, there we go. Okay. Anything else notable here?
The reason why Keen dropped was just because his results haven't been super hot lately. We all know Keen's a good player, but when tournament comes, he just has to be a little more consistent. But he's such a fun player to play with. So.
Alright. Okay. So next we got our Stir Man on here. Dropping out of the top 50. You're on the back half now.
That's what happens when I don't play
Yeah,
for
see?
3 months.
That's what happens. Same with Adam. You just haven't played. Daniel White getting elite.
With QC.
Got some great serves. Just needs to, I think, clean up a lot of kind of setting and hitting. Serves more consistent as everybody could be. But moving up, getting that silver star. Elijah Clough is another high school player who they haven't had the best luck with injuries and teammates, and so him and Ashton haven't been able to actually play together and get it. I will put this out here just so everyone knows. So we did say the top 2 in the high school state championships would get elite. Him and Ethan said, you know, we want to get it the traditional way. We want to get it through a major. which I highly respect. And so anyway, so that's why he's there. So yeah, so then you got Britton who plays with Morgan. Him and Morgan haven't had the right schedules to play with each other, so Britton's actually been playing with another buddy, kind of getting him up through intermediate and advanced. Mitch hasn't been playing, but he signed up this Saturday, so just kind of dropping a few spots due to inactivity. Tegan's temporarily back. Got elite last year, I believe, at the tour stop, so he's played in a couple while he's been here. And then we go down to Brad and Riley, who are right on the cusp.
Yeah, they just gotta win in the semis, man. They're so close every time, and maybe it's just because they've had bad seeding, but they've been very consistent in advanced, and they're right on the cusp of making elite. So.
Andrew Leonard, another one. He's been playing lacrosse, so he hasn't been around at all, and came out at Youth Spikers, and I mean, absolute beast. And like my Mountain Ridge boys, I mean, I'm impressed that, without really grinding, how good they've been getting. I mean, just pure athleticism, and they're just hitting the ball hard, doing good things. So we'll keep training them and get them into that top 40 in no time.
Little bit of chatter in the chat. So somebody said Brad above Riley is a little bit.
To be fair, Riley said that.
Yeah.
So Riley said that Brad was playing more consistent than himself. So
I think there was one result they split up, and that's I think why in Riley's data it put him over. So
yeah, Riley is too nice all. Yes.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So.
Riley's all about data, so like if the data says it, Riley's like, yeah, that's it. So good on him. All right, LG kind of right on the cusp, almost got it with Kirsty a couple times. He's right there. Cannon, again, as soon as these guys play, Cannon's been having to play with Xander because other teammates haven't worked. Although they didn't, yeah. So there's that. Ben Hall is going to be there too. He's kind of rotating through teammates. Hopefully him and Ben Arauzo are looking to get it this next time. And speaking of, Ben Arauzo's on this next batch. So all these guys here now, I mean, you've just got a ton of guys moving up, getting into that mid to high results in the 4.0 advanced division. And it's just what day are they going to crack it into that top two and earn that silver star. So
yeah, I mean, all of these guys have performed very well in 4.0. They just haven't reached top 3 or made it to the semis. So
yeah. Ethan Carr, I'll say he's like a young church in a lot of ways. Tall, lengthy, kind of, I don't want to say like the church takes his serves casual, but relative, they haven't been as spicy as some, and Ethan just kind of gets up there and just hits the ball, and it's a good, little cut. Calm demeanor throughout the play, and then the biggest comparison is his flicks. I mean, he just goes up and flicks like crazy. So
all around the net, man.
So a great up and coming player. Coco's back on the board after showing up.
We love Coco.
Kyler, I think what they end up with in Taylor or Draper, him and Kate.
They took 5th.
Okay, that's what I thought. So they're getting 5th in there. A little bit smaller of a tournament and an advanced division. Tyson and David both moving up 27 spots. They had great results in Provo. I believe they took 7th, and that was a stacked division. And then same thing, Elijah and Tayson up from Logan. They also had a really good Provo showing, and they're signed up this week as well.
They might be one of the most athletic teams to play against. They can chase any ball down.
Oh.
So
yeah, it's they're just up in Logan, so they don't get down here as much, but they were only a couple spots away from getting elite last year as well. So we'll just see. It's really hard, right? Because in this division, you're like, oh. You've got Brad and Riley who, they've been right there for so long, and you've got these young kids that either they just don't come out all the time, but they show up, and they've just got that athleticism to take it down. So a lot of people just kind of a little bit more stagnant maybe in their skill development, and then you got some other guys who, whether they're more athletic and so their skills just kind of getting a little bit better and better. So a lot of people on this list. You got Ashton Lee, Ben Arauzo, him and Ben Hall had a disappointing finish together in Provo. So that was Ben's only result. So dropped a few spots, but nothing to shrink at. So
Yeah, Cade. I mean, he's phenomenal. One of the nicest guys too. He had a great showing with Kyler, and he is just helping the Utah Roundnet grow with the high school scene. So
yeah, Ben. Yeah, I mean you and that. It's just those results. It's just gotta. A lot of these can mix up in a lot of different ways. But again, you got to just consider that 12th place, and something went bad in one match, and that's just what happens. So, Coco, it's hard to know where you throw him in. Well, I think Solomon's actually saying, how is Kyler not above Coco? Absolutely could be. These are spots that they could go any which way. Just really hard to know, to be honest. So just enjoy it, and yeah. So I thought Coco played in one other one. Did he not? Does he only play this high school one?
He got third in high school.
Oh yeah, he played high school
Third
state
in high
as well
school,
with Jake. That's right.
Squad
Yeah,
championship.
yeah. So he got 2 in. But yeah. Kyle Newey, back from his mission as well. I know him better than his teammate that he played with. His teammate didn't make it because I didn't know if he'd played a lot, if he's going to keep playing. But they actually had a good result in Provo. So I had to put Kyle on here for that. Hopefully we see him out more as well. And his teammate gets to know his teammate a little bit better. Alright, so this last one, again, we didn't split it up half and half because these could go any which way. When we get this far down in the rankings, it's just difficult to put matchups versus matchups because teammates are, we don't have stats on these guys because we're not, there's very few times they're filming it, sending in stats, and they're not all playing in the same tournaments every time. You usually got like a batch playing one, a batch playing the other, so head-to-heads are few and far between. So on this list, any of them could switch in many different directions. So don't be offended if you're below, but a couple shout-outs as I'm going to go down. David Larson got close. He's been close for a while, actually. He's got some great serves as well. I remember coaching him his last year in high school. I was coaching the North Alpine guys last year. So he's been a good player for a while. Jacob Page, kind of first on the charts at the co-ed. Him and his fiancee Kara took first, I believe. They won it, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's playing against a bunch of top guys.
Players, yeah.
Generally, the girls they're playing with aren't great, but Kara, we didn't know who Kara was either. And so they both handled their business so well to win. Definitely getting some recognition there. Xander, another Mountain Ridge guy.
Hella athletic. That guy, man. Holy crap.
Yeah. Jake Phelps from Woods Cross, also high school player. They took third at high school state, doing good things. So you got Cooper and Tyler and where's the other? Cutter. All up in Logan, we believe. So they've had some good. Cooper and Cutter, I believe, play as no Megs, and we're giving people fits at T-ville from what I heard. Let's see who else. Brum, I want to say Brum probably is a higher ranking than that. But he is our last minute scratch player. It was great for the community. Someone's teammate backs out, gets sick, and Brum's the one to step in. Happy to play with whoever he wants to. So results tough to come by when you don't really pick a teammate that that you have any chemistry with. You don't even know ahead of time. He's usually playing with people he doesn't even know. So Anyway, thanks to Brum. Shout out to him. He could be higher
I
for
love
sure.
Brom.
Yeah.
One of my favorites to play with for sure.
Yeah. Jesse, a big part of why the Alpine squad got second. He came in, stepped in, and did good things there. So Ryan Bisman, he's here from back east, moved here for a year. Let's see.
They're saying that Jesse should be higher.
Yeah, well, Jesse could be higher. I think a lot of results, there's just not good results, but absolutely could be higher. Yeah.
A lot of these guys are just very young players, just getting up and coming.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ty and Laz, they play as rakes. How to get them on here? They've been showing up all the time. Still trying to kind of crack that, make a big move in advance, but they'll get there soon. Huh?
Caitlin.
Oh yeah, we did get Caitlin. Where is she?
She's right here.
There we are. So Caitlin's up on here, and Sage is the first two women that want to be part of the top 100. So good for them. Then a lot of people who could have been on here. We were the last rankings. There was the first spring. It's hard to get enough participation. Who do we throw on here? This one it was. How can we get everybody on here? So Justin mentions Gabe Phelan for sure. Let's see. Yeah.
I think someone named Gabe Gerber. I was questioning if you meant.
Oh, I got you.
It would be right around this area as well. But
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot of. Oh, okay. I didn't realize I saw. Okay. Well, maybe something missed there. Again, one tournament's hard to kind of know, especially when there's so many Idaho guys coming down. Kind of know that. So anyway, I apologize to Gabe if we missed you. You guys took Cody and Nick to 3. I think that's definitely respectable. So, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, there we go. Next up, let's touch on our notable absences list. Okay, we've got a lot of people we know and love. Want to play more. Maybe we've played one tournament, but not really around. Rob played in one. Mitch just left on his mission, or was leaving today, maybe. Max Spence, got to get him back around. I know he's got cross country. So, anyway, a ton of names we love, and I want to get you guys back into this other list. So, just get out. All right, and this is what everyone really cares about: the adopted rankings. Go ahead, you two.
Justin, you want to go first on these first players?
Yeah, sure. So we've got Caleb Wagner T8, who I think is here in the chat. Who did that put him tied with? Is that Lindros?
It is Lindros.
Pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Super solid player, super solid guy. Beat Alex and I in where are we at? Taylorsville.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
Taylorsville.
With Alex Hart, who is also here on T35. Trey up next at T12. I think that puts him with, trying to remember, around Zach range. And then Tal kind of rounds out those top 3 at T16.
Yeah. And then we have Cody just became elite. He's a very good player, clean hitter, great server. Then we have Harold. I don't think Harold played this quarter. That's the reason why we dropped him just a little bit. We all know he's very, very good.
Yeah. And we're so in a couple things on kind of, including people on this list, I've kind of taken it as more of a, what's a natural look to, are you a part of this community? So although Harold hasn't been maybe as active, he's absolutely been around for over a year. He's been playing, traveling a lot. He came down to coach AYSL. So, definitely still included, absolutely. Also, if you want more people to blame, me and Jake, so Jake has been nominated as the kind of Idaho ambassador, and then we also talked with Alex Hart and Caleb Wagner, kind of discuss all these. So feel free, get mad at Alex and Caleb, because we deliberated with them a lot on these rankings. So
a lot of people think Cody should be higher. We all think Cody's very good. We're excited to see him play.
But he hasn't
elite,
right. But what has he
So-
done in elite to pass up anybody in the top 25? So
that's the only reason why.
Yep. Let's see. Camille, that's a great place.
It's very clean.
Yeah, she's done good. She's done good things on the national circuit as well. So that's good. Dallin James, big bump up.
Such a fun guy to play with.
Benji, we need you around more. We didn't really see you much this quarter. The Cordingleys, yeah, I said that right. I don't know, I think the other brother or cousin, I don't know the relation, but they, Connor played in one without the other one, so, yeah. So yeah, I don't really know much on this.
One note on Peter Barton. He had a good result in Draper. He played against Mo and I in pool play in that we were playing to 15, but
Oh no, we did. Oh frick!
what's that?
I'll redo
Emery's
these.
there.
Oh, Emery is?
No, he's not, but you should.
Yeah, no, that's my bad. We'll, sorry Trey and, Montana. I will read, before I post these on Instagram, we will get Emery and Nick on here. Tell me where they belong, by the way. Sorry Justin, go on.
Yeah, no worries. So I think Peter's a super solid player. He played at AYSL Nationals for the Rexburg squad. I think they ended up 5th overall, second in their division, if I remember right. But very, very good backhand serve that landed insane when he played against Mo and I. I talked with Cody just over DM, and he said that was probably the best that he had played that day. He was landing super well, but when his serve is on, he's I think much higher than where he's at now. Based on his game against me and Mo, I would have thought like 30s probably.
For who?
For Peter Barton.
Oh, okay.
I just saw him that one game.
Yeah. Yeah, again, a lot of this, same thing with Fisher. I mean, that's where we were told to put Fisher.
He is.
But he is elite.
Yeah.
I mean, technically he is elite.
Yeah, it's true.
But, anyway, again, fluid. We got a ton more tournaments coming up. We've got 2 more. We got a major this week. We got another we got 2 majors in July. And we've got other bunch of tournaments over July 4th. So, ton of time for people to show up. Come, get out there. It's hard that first time you kind of make elite to know where you go. And the panel gets stuff wrong, as we saw in the top 25 around the 22 and 23 range. So, I would love to play Cody. I don't think I've ever played Cody Price personally. But again, you gotta have results. I mean, if people are saying to have him over 23, I mean, has he done anything to that? I mean, So, I don't know. Does skill-wise, maybe so.
Did Cody and Alex play Mo? Cody? And what was that?
In Provo?
No, it would have been last quarters. What was it, AF or something?
Oh, Free to Spike. Oh yeah, I think that's where Cody did play in elite. Yeah, I don't know what the result was. So, but I mean, Cody can't even carry a squad to the top Division 1. I tried to fire him up by giving him like 5 warnings, trying to get him eliminated, and still couldn't carry a squad of 6 players. So I don't know what more you want. So and he's in Wyoming. He can't even come play this weekend. So. Okay. I guess do we have any more? Let's see what else I might have. I think we just got our so just our women. So we wanted to recognize our women. Great attendance, to be honest. Though I mean, we got Kirsty with 10, Sage with 9, Whitney. These are all alphabetical order, by the way. Alphabetical order by the amount of tournaments you've played in. So Kirsty, Sage, Whitney, Harmony, Liberty, Aaliyah, Caitlin, Becca, Lauren Zaleski. If you guys don't know, her and her sister, her sister's probably on there too. She got missed. I apologize. But they're out in Tooele, sisters of Trevor Zaleski, who was on this mission, got elite with Lincoln, I believe, at PG last year. So, anyway. So yeah, our women's division hasn't been really happening this year, but I know a lot of our women are just wanting to play against the top players, so we kind of just wanted to play more skill-based as opposed to sex-based. So anyway, that's them. Okay, well, I guess that's it. So we'll make a couple edits. If I missed anything else, please text me. I'll do it right now. Because I'm going to edit the couple I need to do and post them tonight. So if there's anything else I missed, we need to make sure and get those done before I post them on Instagram. So thank you everyone for joining, and we'll catch you this weekend.
Peace.